Hey, good evening. Good evening. My name's Griff, and I like getting pissed. Give us a shout if you like getting pissed. I do. I love it. But I've been getting pissed too often, so I joined Alcoholics Anonymous. I still go out getting pissed, and I just don't know who I'm getting pissed with. I mean, can you imagine? Can you imagine going out on the piss with a load of alcoholics who wish to remain anonymous? The first thing springs to mind, whose fucking round is it? And all my drinking has taken its toll on my personal life, and my wife has just told me she's leaving me. Aww. Which is a major fucking result. And it means there is a God. Now, she's leaving me because she says she's a lesbian. I said to her, if you're a lesbian, why on earth did you marry me? She said, Griff, I only married you because you look like Charlie Dimmock. Now, I can't argue with that, can I? I've got to say, I only married her because she looked like Alan Titchmarsh. Our married life was hell, but we had a lovely garden. But I'm not worried about splitting up with her, because I had a nervous breakdown, ending up in a nut house, believing I am the real king of Spain. But I also make furniture. Now, I come from a Romany gypsy family, which means I'm a pikey. So I make furniture only for pikeys. It's always been my ambition to have a furniture warehouse that makes furniture only for pikeys. In fact, I want a whole string of them up and down the country, furniture warehouses making furniture only for pikeys. And I'm going to call these warehouses Pikea. And I'm only going to accept traveller's checks. Until that comes together, I'll have to make do with being the King of Spain. Now, my ex-wife, she had a problem with that. She says, Griff, you ain't the King of Spain, you're a raving fucking lunatic. And you're scaring the life out of me and the kids. Go and see a doctor. So I did. I went to the doctors and I said, hola, doc. I said, my name's Griff and I'm the King of Spain. I feel tip-top due to the fact I am the one and only Spanish sovereign. He said, no you ain't, mate, you're a raving fucking lunatic. He said, there are thousands of people like you. He said, I've got at least 25 people on my books with exactly the same symptoms as you. All of them are deluded and all of them believe that they are the King of Spain. I said, you can't have, Doc. There can be only one King of Spain. Only one person can hold this position of dignity and power. Only one person can be this noble. I am a Mediterranean monarch, for I am Griff, the one and only King of Spain. And just to convince me I'm not the only King of Spain, he slipped me a piece of paper with a website address on it. The Kings of Spain reunited. Thousands of us. There's thousands of us. But let's be fair, do I fucking sound Spanish to you? Do I fuck? Listen to me. This is not a Spanish accent. I cannot speak Spanish. I cannot understand Spanish. And what makes it even worse, I look fuck all like a Spaniard. And I'll tell you why I look fuck all like a Spaniard. Because I'm not fucking Spanish. I've never seen a bullfight. I've never owned a pair of espadrilles. I can't lambada. I hate paella. And I'll let you into a secret. I've never been to fucking Spain. How bizarre is that? How many Kings of Spain does it take to change a light bulb? Juan. What do you call the King of Spain who's had his motor vehicle stolen? Juan Carlos. I'm feeling a lot better now. Because I've been to see a psychiatrist, and this psychiatrist has put me on these pills. But there are two side effects to these pills. One of the side effects is memory loss. Sometimes I can't remember a fucking thing. Not a bloody sausage. The other side effect, weight gain. Major weight gain. But it don't bother me, because I can't remember if I was slim in the first place. You know what they say? Inside every fat person, there's a thin person trying to get out. Inside every thin person, there's a fat person who's fucking starving. I tell you what I do remember though. I was a breakthrough in medical science. Yes, I was the world's first ever test tube baby. Now, when I tell people that, they expect me to be the exact same shape and size as a test tube, i.e. long and thin. But that's where they're wrong, you see, because I was growing so fast in my test tube, the specialists were worried I was going to die. So they whipped me out of the test tube and put me into the nearest possible receptacle, which happened to be a Calagas bottle. So I grew up inside a Calagas bottle. Can you imagine the kind of pressure I was under? The specialists are amazed I've lasted this long without having to have a refill. But there is a plus side. During the summer months, I then often get invited to a lot of barbecues. I'll tell you what else I remember. I used to be a doorman. That fucking surprised you all, didn't it? For 2.5 years I was a doorman. I used to work at a door at a place called Turnmills in Clerkenwell. And I'm working there one night, and that's where I met my ex-wife. What a miserable fucking night that turned out. I wish I'd found it sick. I really do. Now, I don't like speaking bad about my ex-wife, and this is not a character assassination, but she's a rancid slice of decaying vermin. That hangs around my neck like fucking death. The stench of that witch fills my nostrils and my lungs with a hideous, disgusting odour that can only emanate from the pure, putrid filth that is her. But sometimes I can half miss her. No, I don't. That's bollocks, because I fucking hate her. She's a devil-worshipping whore. She is possessed by Satan himself. The 666 that's tattooed on her head is so fucking big that from a distance it looks like she's got a perm. And she's stupid. She thought the real IRA was an IRA tribute band. I was walking down the road the other day. And I bumped into a mate of mine, Big Roy. Now, Big Roy is the stupidest man I've ever met. He gets everything mixed up. He always has done. And he said, "All right, Griff." I said, "All right, Roy." He said, "What are you up to now then, Griff?" I said, "Well, Roy, I'm a comedian." He said, "Fucking hell, that's brave." He said, "Anybody with the ability to change their skin colour to match their surroundings is fucking brilliant." I said, "Fucking Roy, you thick bastard's a fucking lizard. What's wrong with you?" And I looked down, he was carrying one of those poles you use to pick things up. And they got a trig at the top and a clasp at the bottom. I said, "Roy, what the fuck is that?" And he said, "Well, now I've got this, I never have to bend down to pick anything up ever again." And I said, "What happens if you drop it?" He said to me, "How's your brother? Is he still breaking sticks for a living?" I said, "Roy, he's a stockbroker, not a fucking stick breaker. What's wrong with you?" Anyway, I said to him, "So what are you doing then, Roy?" He said, "Well, I'm an astronaut." I said, "Roy, you lay astroturf, Roy. You've always laid astroturf. You always will lay astroturf because you're a thick bastard." He said, "No, I gave that up," he said. He said, "About 12 years ago, I joined this course. A specialised course specialising in the science and technology of space travel. There I got a degree. I went to America, joined the American Air Force and became a navigator. In 1990 I was approached by NASA and asked to join their space programme, which I did. I became a navigational space pilot to level 12, successfully manned 3 of their last space shuttle missions, and I've just bought myself a 2,000-acre ranch in a place called Two Creeks in Texas. So do you still think I'm a thick bastard?" I said, "Yes, I do, Roy, because Two Creeks is in Wyoming." Please yourselves. I like bay trees. I don't know why, I just like them. I planted all these bay trees around my patio area at home, okay? And I was sleeping in my conservatory, and I hear, I turned around to Big fucking Roy. He said, "All right, Griff." I said, "I fucking was till you turned up, Roy. What do you want?" He said, "Griff, wake up, wake up. There's a wild animal in your garden eating your bay trees." I said, "What sort of wild animal?" He said, "It's a giraffe." I said, "It's a what?" He said, "It's a giraffe." I said, "Roy, I know you're stupid, but are you also pissed? Because we live in Stoke Newington, in the east end of London, not the fucking Serengeti. How could that possibly be a giraffe?" I said, "Let me explain, Roy." I said, A giraffe's an enormous animal of immense height with a long, lengthy neck, giving it the advantage of being able to spot danger from a distance and then run away at speed. Also enabling it to reach leaves that are out of the reach of other grassland animals, therefore giving it a total monopoly of its principal food supply. That's not a fucking giraffe. He said, well, maybe it's a sand skink. I said, a sand skink? Stroll on. Listen, boy. I said, boy, a sand skink spends most of its life living underground in burrows, using its flattened tail to propel itself through the sand. And they would be in my garden, eating my bay trees, because they prey on small mammals such as mice and eat the occasional bird egg. That's not a fucking sand skink. He said, well, maybe it's a gallarder. I said, a fucking gallarder? What would a fucking gallarder be doing around here? Because the gallarder is a small Ethiopian ground-dwelling primate that lives at altitude on flat, grassy plateaus close to rock edges and cliff faces. And they wouldn't be in my garden eating my berries because they eat berries. He said, well, maybe it's a yellowbacked beaker. I said, why don't you fuck off? How is that a yellowbacked beaker? It's way too big. But I do agree with you, Roy. The yellowbacked beaker is by far the tallest of all the forest-dwelling tweakers. It's about 1 metre, 3.3 feet high. But they wouldn't be in my garden eating my bay trees because they live in the densest, darkest parts of the African rainforest and they feast on bamboo. That's not a fucking tweaker. But he said, I'm sorry, Griff, I don't know what it is. Do you? I said, Roy, I have not the vaguest idea. So he said, why don't you ask that bloke who lives next door? He looks like a farmer. I said, a farmer? How does he look like a fucking farmer? A farmer's a man of agriculture. Who owns or rents a tract of land, devoted to the growing of crops or possibly cultivating for the rearing of livestock. He's not a farmer. He looks more like a freak. But I phoned him up anyway. I said, oi, you freak. I said, my name's Griff, I live next door, and I'm the King of Spain. I said, do me a favour, you freak. Take a look outside your bedroom window and see if you can enlighten me as to what that is in my garden. Because at first I thought it was a Patagonian hare, but they're too closely related to the guinea pig. And I thought it might be an Indian blackbuck, but their numbers have been terribly reduced in recent years by hunting. Then I thought it might be a Moroccan Dakar, but the climate around my patio area is far too harsh to ensure its survival. So I'm wondering, freak, can you help me out? And you know what the freak said? He said, Griff, have you no knowledge of wildlife? And I think I've just demonstrated that I have. The cheeky monkey. A monkey being a tree usually with a tail. So I said, I'm sorry, freak, I don't know what that is. He said, that, my friend, is a deer. I said, a fucking deer? That's irregular. What's a fucking deer doing in my garden? He said, it's eating your bay trees. Now, I did ask a stupid question, didn't I? So I said, all right then, freak. How do I get rid of it? He said, well, you don't get rid of it. They leave when they want to leave. I said, I'm not having that. I'm going to fucking kill it. He said, you can't kill that, it's an endangered species. I said, too fucking right it's endangered. It's in my fucking garden. But it turned out it wasn't a deer at all. It was a small spotted gannet, which is a cat-like creature, which must be stayed sleeping because they hunt through the hours of darkness. So what it was doing in my garden, eating my bay trees, I'll never know. There's no punchline for this fucking story. A bit like psychics. They're a mystery. Don't believe in psychics. People cannot read minds and people cannot see into the future. Believe me, I'm a fucking pikey. For example, Russell Grant. Do you know Russell Grant? Yeah. Russell Grant, that pint-sized, pasty-faced, perm-dead hobbit, Russell Grant, he can't see into the future. If Russell Grant could see into the future, he would realise the diet that he's on ain't fucking working. Don't believe a word Russell Grant says. He is a deceitful dwarf. He can't read into the future. All he can read is a restaurant fucking menu. Bastard. And what does a psychic buy at a psychic fair? A thought. I'll give you a thought for nothing. Fuck off! Fuck off with a power of mine, it don't work. Uri Geller, he's another one. Uri Geller was the chairman of Exeter Football Club. That season, with the power of the mind, they got fucking relegated. Now, the Oxford Dictionary term of a psychic is, and I quote, a paranormal phenomenon which lies outside the realms of everyday reality. Well, it should read, Uri Geller is a fucking wanker. Uri Geller is a fake, spoon-bending motherfucker. And if he came round to my house, dissing my cutlery, fucking about with my knives and forks, and could talk to the contents of my cooking utensil cabinet, I'd kick his fucking head in. But I've got to say, he hasn't been round. So maybe he can read my mind. I was watching the TV the other night and I saw this advert. And this advert was the RSPCA. And in this advert, some evil, vicious, unfeeling bastard had got a tiny little baby kitten, placed it in a cardboard box and left it in an alleyway to die. And all you can hear on this advert is the little kitten's voice. And he's sobbing and he's saying, I want my mummy. I want my mummy. And I thought, what kind of person in their right mind is going to give away a talking fucking cat? But let's be fair, it's a fucking cat that can converse, for fuck's sake. A cat being a small domesticated hunter. But surely the financial rewards of owning a feline with the power of speech must be endless. Living TV's most haunted would bend over backwards to get their hands on a talking fucking cat. I don't want to hear what that tart Yvette Fielding's got to say. I want to hear what a talking cat's got to say about it. And the talking cat's going to have credibility in the spirit world because the talking cat can die 9 times, come back to life, and then he can discuss what happened. Now that joke deserves a bigger fucking laugh. At least that's what a cat would say. But he won't come to the phone. So you've been great, thanks very much indeed.
Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up once again for the Well, ladies and gentlemen, there's no way anyone can follow that, so we're going to have another interval. If you could get your slips in by the end of this interval, but yeah, go and have some more drinks, go to the toilet, do whatever you